Hey, Professor Anton. A quick reply. I'm going to put a link that I would like you and anyone who's interested to please watch. It's really, I think, a really interesting video on dolphins and their intelligence, and it seems to indicate that they definitely have a pretty complex, at least a complex spatial and contextual understanding of the knot. You know, whether you want to say that it's different for humans because they have a sense of history and it's temporally extended. Okay. Um, I'm not in disagreement with that. And I mean, your attitude at the beginning of the video is kind of like, I guess I'll try one more time to try to explain this, which is fine. You know, I mean, I don't know what was going on that day or how I came off or whatever, but at any rate, I'm not in disagreement. I'm not in disagreement with you. I think that the negation in its broadest sense, and whether in the metaphysical sense that that you seem to have been pushing in earlier videos, or in its social historical, just very human, you know, in the uh, um, anthropological sense, in the last video. Whatever that might be, I think that nothingness and negation are not only philosophically interesting but important uh, as ways of being, not just as concepts or something, but as ways of implementing them and playing a role in our life. And right, so uh, the video that or that the YouTube video that I'm putting in the description, please watch it. Please think about it. Give me your reply. I'm not trying to say that dolphins or any non-human animals are on the same level as humans as far as the not or the nothing scale or the nothingometer or the notometer goes. I'm not trying to say that, but I think that it definitely indicates that there's more to the picture than has been painted so far in some of the discussions that have been going on about nothingness and negation. Okay, and the last thing they wanted to say is that there have also been in higher primates in the Machiavellian. There's a book called Machiavellian Intelligence about social expertise in non-human animals, and in one of the I'm not sure which essay this was in, but one of the researchers tells an anecdotal story about an alpha male, an adult female, and teenage male, and basically the alpha male starts beating on the teenager one day, the teenage male, and the adult female comes to his aid, comes to help him, and a few days later, the alpha male is starts roughing up and beating on the adult female. So the adult female is trying to defend herself and looks directly at the male teenager. The male teenager looks directly at them, sees the situation, and says screw this and bolts and leaves. So the adult female ends up getting pummeled, gets her face beaten in. A few hours later or a day later, female runs into or encounters the the teenage male and beats the crap out of him, basically beats the living tar out of him. And what kind of interpretation are we to give to this? What kind of charity are we to give to the understanding you know, of of justice or fairness or loyalty that the primate has? I don't know, but it does seem to indicate that there's something like what what did you not do, in the sense of being able to think about what someone did not do. Why didn't you help me? I helped you, and then when you didn't help me, and so she gets her retribution on the teenager for not uh, for not being loyal and you know helping her out in her time of need after she had helped him. This is the kind of thing that societies are made of. So I think we should suspect any highly socialized animals to have some kind of not some kind of some kind of complex understanding that is able to address the other and uh, and the relation between the other and the self in relation to different situations, such as helping me and then me helping you and then you not helping me. That sort of reversibility between the two is important. I'm not saying it's on the same level as the way that it occurs for humans, but I don't know. I don't think it can be really determined by me or you or whoever that maybe if the not being helped, not being aided in a situation can manifest itself in some way and presence itself in some way such that the female chimpanzee then remembers this in some way and acts on it and gets retribution. Who's to say that those you know the the not happening, the why did he not help me, uh, who's to say that that it's not coming to her in the same way that our memories come to us, or at least in some analogous way. uh, I don't, but like I said, we can't know. I can't know. You can't know if she's thinking, oh, if only he did help me. But I mean, that's that's something else. That's not only he didn't help me. Why did you not help me? That's also also simultaneously imagining two equivalent possibilities. Okay, and I'm guessing I'm gonna end. I've tried to post this video like several times, and it keeps YouTube keeps dying on me. So I hope that this goes through. But I'm just, so I should just go ahead and submit this right now. And I'm going to take a chance, and I want to read the passage that I want to find in The Prose of the World by Merleau-Ponty. And he says, if I can find it, he's talking about chimpanzees and what is the difference between the chimpanzee and the human. And this has been something that Merleau-Ponty has been concerned with since his first book, which was The Structure of Behavior. At any rate, he talks about how he distinguishes three forms of behavior. One is the syncretic form of behavior, which is sort of the lowest form of behavior. The spider, uh, when the prey falls in the spider's web, the spider doesn't go out and seek some specific entity that it isolates and perceives and then and selects and takes and eats. You could use a tuning fork, and you just, as long as you rattle the web, you just rattle the web, it'll come out and react. And it's just sort of a very super general, just a something, the most general something that is what the height was what the spider is reacting towards. So it's just these specific conditions, which Merleau-Ponty calls syncretic behavior. It's the most rigid behavior. If you take a glass plate and you have a frog, and you put a female frog on the other side, the frog will just sort of like uh, because it's just, as long as these conditions are going, or as long as a black BB flies across its face, it'll always strike at it because it's just so instinctive. But it's not a reflex, still, he wants to say. The other one is a movable behavior, which is something that the primates have, which is that they're able to have a target, and they're able to move toward the target. They're able to make things in their field goals for them that they can move toward. What they can't do is make themselves the goal. So they can't move the 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 item that they want using a stick. They have a tough time using a stick in the first place as an instrument, but they can't. They really don't have the ability to move the object away from them in order to to take a detour and sort of like in opposition, or that would seem to be against, that would seem to be defeating what they want. They're not able to move to move one step back in a sense in order to move it two steps forward. They can't make themselves into the object, and in a sense, and reverse the position between the between the goal. They're not able to make themselves into an object and make themselves the goal of the movement. It's always the thing they want, which is the goal they're going after. That's called amovable behavior. And then there's symbolic behavior, and that's where you have an infinite, you have just like an unlimited number of relations between every object, and that's where you're really able to get solid objects, Merleau-Ponty thinks. Anyway, that has to do with the not, but I'm not able to read it. I don't have enough time. But please watch the video. Tell me what you think.